Good morning, everyone, and welcome back again. Before we move further, let it be confirmed whether my voice is audible or not, and whether this slide is visible or not. Okay, thank you. Fine. So let's see how many different, what are the various features that are available in JavaScript. We have seen some of them, and we have already talked about them. We know that JavaScript is object-based language. Feature is that it is object-based language. It is not oriented language. Second feature is it is used to give user more control over the browser. More control over the browser in the sense the browser will perform its own activities. It will have its own look and feel of the button. The button will be squared type. It will have some dashed bordering effects. But using JavaScript, we can override that particular effect and we can create smooth edge type of buttons around, like not a rectangle button, a rounded rectangle button. We can give some coloring for that particular button. We can perform some actions by clicking that particular button. All that functionality will be done using JavaScript. Okay. Third feature is it is also used for handling of date and time for our website. It is used for detecting. Suppose I want to get to know what was the machine or what was the client which interacted with my website. What was the browser which using which the particular interaction was done, and also what was the operating system using which the interaction was done. For example, usually when you went for your counseling, web counseling, it used to show you that this particular website works well in Firefox or Internet Explorer. You might have come across those things, right? And if you try to open the website using some another browser or another type of operating system, it will give you a error message telling that it can be best viewed only using these browsers or operating systems. How is that detection being done? How is the server coming to know that you are not using the Internet Explorer at that time? It is because of JavaScript. It is used for detecting the user's browser and operating system. Next is it is lightweight, which we have discussed earlier. Most important, which is one of the confusion for many of the learners, is that as soon as they come across the word Java, they will say that JavaScript is a Java language. No, JavaScript is a scripting language. It's completely different from Java language. Though both the languages syntax are almost same. Believe me, you will feel that while learning JavaScript, you are absolutely learning it as easy as that of your C language. Okay. JavaScript is interpreted based language. It is not read language. It is interpreted based language. Next is case sensitive. Case sensitive, its capital letters are different and small letter words are different. It provides predefined functions to us. Okay. It has got lots of predefined functions which we can use. We need not even create one simple function from our side unless we know what is the functionality already defined out. What is the name of the function? Every statement in JavaScript, just like your C language, will be terminated with semicolon except control statement keywords. Okay, like for example, after if and a condition, you will not keep a semicolon, right? So similarly, Every executable statement will get terminated with a semicolon in JavaScript. Most of the control statements that are there in JavaScript are having the same syntax as that of your C language. It's very easy, believe me. Now, it is not just dependent on your predefined functions. Whatever are the predefined functions that are available to us given by the developers. Now we can create our own or declare our own functions also. We can expand the functionality of JavaScript by defining our own functions also. To define the functions, it's very simple. We just use a keyword called as function. We'll just use a keyword called as function. And thereby we'll just start defining our functionalities. Just for a quick revision before your exams, I have kept these features back into a diagrammatic pictorial view. You can go through this diagram before your exams. Remember back what were the points over here. Okay, fine. So I'm not explaining what is there in the diagram again. Coming next, how the comments are to be written in JavaScript. Comments are almost the same as that of your C language. For example, for a single line comment, this green color line, light green color line is a single line comment. You'll start with two slashes without any space and you'll write what is the comment. But this comment will end when the line ends. Okay. What is this code? Don't go for it, but for a simplicity, I will say that every JavaScript code that is being included in HTML program should be enclosed in a script tag. Do you remember that I was speaking that every CSS code, CSS internal code, we had inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS, right? Every internal CSS was included into a special tag called as script tag. Do you recollect it back? Same way, JavaScript will also be included in script tag. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to execute a hello world or hello JavaScript program. Over here, document is a predefined object used to denote a HTML document. Okay, document here means the web page into which this script is being embedded. So on that web page, I'm trying to write hello JavaScript. Fine. So write is a predefined function and we are passing a parameter what we want to display on our web page. Clear? Now, multi-line comments are also same as that of our C language. Just you need to have a forward slash asterisk, then write how many lines of code you want to write. Here I have written only one line because there is no space in this slide. I have to make it as short as possible. That's why I have not kept multiple. But you can actually have multiple lines or paragraphs. We prefer, we as developers community always prefer to keep the comments concise enough, meaningful enough, and short enough so that it doesn't distract our actual programming code. Okay, if we keep lengthy comments, our actual code that is to be looked at for debugging will become clumsy. That's why we will not include it much over here. Now, here also I have written on the document, HTML document, I'm using a predefined function called as a write to display this particular comment. Okay. So for is this slide how the comments are to be written? Is it clear for everyone? I've introduced some part of JavaScript and some part of our comments also. Both the types of comments. It's clear now? Fine. Thank you, Ravikesh. Does anyone has any doubt with regard to what is any of the words usage over here? Is there any doubt for anyone? Okay. So let's move ahead for the program, first program for JavaScript. My actual ambition, my output should look like this. You should get a label, enter your age with a text box, and there should be one button called as click me. There should be some activity that should get performed. So for that purpose, what do I need to do? First, where do we use our JavaScript? We'll use it in HTML programs. We can even execute JavaScript programs separately also, individually also. That's why it is called as script. But we'll usually embed it into HTML programs so that it becomes very easy for us to understand what is this, to include some functionalities into our web industry. Now, within this HTML, you have got head tag. In that head, you had title. Just before title or after title, you can write script. There is no problem. Even if you write script above also, there is no problem. So within this script, I'm writing one function over here. I'm going to define a function called as verify. Because I said that if I click this button, it should perform some activity. I'm trying to attach a event to this particular button. When this button event happens, some functionality should get performed. So what is the action to get performed? I'm trying to define here. What we are doing in this one, I'm trying to take whatever age has been entered here, I'm trying to convert it into numerical time, and then I am trying to check whether that age is less than 18 or not. If it is less than 18, I'm giving an alert to the user that not eligible for working in companies. Okay. Else, I'm telling that you are eligible for working in. Okay. This is our functionality. So script is over, head is over. To create this, you need to, if you are well aware that we have to use a input tag. Now I'm writing input id is equal to age. Okay. And for this button, I have used a button tag and event. On clicking of this button, a call to the function called as verify. And what caption is to be displayed on the button, I have written click me. Fine. So let's try to execute this particular program and see how it gets executed. Then I will come back for this program again and try to show you for each and every line what is its meaning. Okay. So simple. Are you able to see the screen now, or only the PPT is visible?
Only PPT is visible, sir.
Only PPT visible. Okay, let me stop sharing it. Now, are you able to see our lab practice folder?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to open the notepad file. Now, in this notepad file, side by side, I've just copied and pasted the program here. Okay. Now let us make it little. It's looking very clumsy. Let's save it. Now, for saving HTML, we have used a special extension called as .html, file name .html, right? So same thing over here, I will write JavaScript JS, some name, whatever you wish, you can give some name. Example 1.html. Since this is also a HTML code, right? We are embedding that particular code, JavaScript code in HTML only, right? That's why I have used HTML here. So we got it. Let's try to open it. Okay. Can you see this yellow ribbon at the bottom of my web page? So it is actually asking restricted the web page from running scripts or ActiveX controls. Allow blocked content. Why it is telling is because it's a programming code, right? It's not a plain HTML code. Whenever programming or logical computations are being added, there may be a chance that some people may write illicit program, and that illicit program may corrupt our system. So it is asking me whether you want to allow it or not. Yes, I am not uh, worried about the viruses right now. I am well pretty enough that it is my own given code. So I have allowed it. So it is asking me enter age. So let us enter 20. Let's see. Click me. Performed any activity? No. Let us try to give 16 and check whether it will give some activity or not. But you can see that the click is happening, right? Clicking button is happening. Now, what is the functionality behind it is not being executed because here we have written an alert box and there is a small mistake in this alert which is stopping me from giving that particular output. So we'll get to know what is that error and we'll try to resolve it. Okay. So just give me 1 minute more. I think there is one small error in that program. I'll try to resolve that error and let you know what happened. I'm sorry for that particular delay. Actually, there was some issue getting up due to the number function, which was creating a problem for us. So I tried some of my points and it worked actually. So what is the output here is when the age is being given here. I'll just keep in this second. When the age is given less than 16, less than 18, it is giving me not eligible to work in the company. Can you see this alert message with a yellow color marking exclamation telling that the alert it's not going to have, and it is having a OK button by default by with it. Okay. Now suppose if I am giving the same age as 25, let us check what will be the. There is one more alert. Now it is telling you are eligible for working in. Can you see how this alert box is being kept? There is a close button associated with it. There is a yellow color icon with it. There is a button associated with it. If I click the close or OK, the pop-up will vanish. Okay, will get closed. So to create this particular functionality, to have this calculations to be done in the background, for creating this text box, to add this label and to create this button, we use HTML. But what functionality is to be executed to when the button is clicked? This pop-up to be generated will be done using JavaScript. Okay, so I just wanted to introduce you to the JavaScript. That's why I kept this particular program for you. So let's get back to that particular program and try to understand how it is working on. So I'll explain it within this HTML itself. Okay, let's try to understand here. HTML head, you know it well. We are writing the HTML program. Now, within this script, within the head tag, we are writing the script tag. Our head tag is closing here. Okay. So within the script tag, we are going to write our JavaScript program. So what is our JavaScript program? My program is that whenever the button is clicked, some action is to be performed. Now, first we will create those buttons and the input. Then we will come back for that particular part. So in the body, which is displayable matter in the HTML, we are writing enter your age because we want this as a label to be displayed. Right? Now for creating a text box, I am having input tag to be used. Here we used input type is equal to text. Even if you don't provide input type is equal to text, type equal to text was the attribute, right? Attribute and its value. Even if I don't provide type is equal to text, by default it is going to take type is equal to text as a attribute value. Okay. Now ID we have learned it somewhere in CSS. Can anyone remind me back what was the ID used for? Why were we using ID? Can anyone remind me back? For mentioning particular tag or for identifying a particular tag. For identifying each and every individual tag, right? So same thing over here. I'm identifying this input text box using a name called as age. I'm using this age as a ID. Okay, so wherever I want to make use of this input tag, wherever I want to refer to this input tag, I have to call it with the name as age. Okay, now button. We had one button over there, click me button. So for to create that thing, we are using a tag called as button tag. And this button tag is going to have some functionality to get executed when the button is clicked. So we have got one attribute of that button tag called as on click, which will tell what is the functionality to be executed. We are telling that functionality to be executed is defined in this particular function. Please make a call to this particular function. Okay. So click execute what verify function. So what is the name of the button? What is the written on the button? Click me. This is the caption of the button. So is it displayable matter okay for everyone? How we are creating that HTML document now? We are moving forward for our functionality now. JavaScript functionality. What is this verify? We will define it now. Is there any doubt in the body part of our program? Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, when we come for our scripting part, we have to define some functionality to get executed when verify function is called. First, we have to call that, define that particular verify function. To define a new function, we'll write the entire JavaScript functionality inside script tag. You know, Kavya, listen carefully. In the body part, let me execute that particular program and show it to you. Here in this web page, I am having one label here, enter your age, then an input box, and then a button. So we have to create this particular HTML document now. For that HTML document to be created, we have made, we have utilized this particular body part. Okay, this is our body section. In this section, we are writing enter your age in the HTML, which will be displayed on the web page. Next, to create a input box, we are making use of an input tag. Okay, and one of the attributes of that input tag is ID, which is used for identifying that specific input tag, right? And we are giving a name to that particular ID or value to that particular ID, so that wherever I mention age, it will refer to the input tag. Wherever I write the word age, it will refer to input tag, this specific input tag. Now, input tag has been created, text box has been created, and I have to create a button now. For button, I am using a button tag. Okay. Using button tag, I have got one more attribute of button tag called as on click. This attribute says when the button is clicked, on click is a keyword. Okay. It's an attribute. it says on the clicking of the button, what functionality to get executed. That functionality function name is to be mentioned here. We are mentioning the functionality's function name, but we have not defined yet the functionality. We are going for that definition. And what should be displayed on the button? Click me. We are closing the button. Is it fine, Kavya? Okay, now coming for the JavaScript verify function. To define a new function, we'll use a keyword called as function. We'll use a keyword called as function. With this keyword function, we'll define our new what is uh, BR break BR tag breakline tag. It's a self-closing tag, right? So it will not have opening tag and a closing tag. Since it is the self-closing tag, it will have a forward slash in this first opening tag itself. Is it fine, Sushmita? Okay, fine. Come back. So we have to define a verify function, right? Here, are we passing any parameters to this verify? No. So here also it should not have any parameters inside. Every function starts its definition with a opening brace and it is closed with a closing brace. So these two are the opening and closing braces for it. Now within this function, the verify functionality, what is our function? Main theme of our function is when someone keeps a age less than 18, it should give a pop-up telling that you are not eligible for working in the company. If someone keeps a age more than 18 or anything other than less than 18, it should give a pop-up telling that yes, you are eligible to work in the company. You are eligible for working in companies. So for that reason, first we have to read the age entered in the text box by the user. Okay. So for that reason, we are taking one. We are trying to get what is the value entered in the age. Okay. I'm telling get the value. Whose value? Tag whose ID is age, which is represented or identified with the word age. Okay. This get element by ID is a function. You can see that it is having parenthesis. It's a function. I'm passing to that what is the tag whose value is to be taken. The tag is identified with a age. Okay. Now, where is the tag present in the document? So, how I have to write it? I have to document dot get element by ID whose ID age. Okay. And what is to be taken? Value. This function returns the value back into a new variable called as number. This is my own given word. Okay, I can use n or no or something like that, abc something like that. But where have we defined that variable? There should be some data type for that variable also, right? We should define it also, right? Here I am defining it. I'm writing that it's of a data type called as var. Var means this variable no can store numerical as well as alphabetical data. Okay, any type of variable type of data. So we need not worry about integer, character, float, double, nothing. Just simple var, it's enough. How easy it is, right? We need not worry about the data types, its sizes, default values, all those things. Just write var as a data type, write down what is the variable name, make a call to get element by id, which is a predefined function present in document object. Pass whose uh, what is the ID, what tags ID are we using? We are identifying the tag with the help of age ID. What take value? Okay, it returns the value back into no. Now, once we have the value entered in the text box, just compare that particular value it is less than 18 or not. If it is less than 18, I'm making use of one more predefined function called as alert, which will create a alert box for me. And whatever message is to be passed in the alert box, write that message as a string. And I have to just mention that particular message, what is to be displayed in the alert box. That alert box will be by default created with a close button and a OK button for me. If this age is not less than 18, else what to do? Simple. Put up one more alert box, another alert box with a different message telling that you are eligible for working in companies. So the main theme is to get the data from the input box. To get the data from the input box, we are going to make use of get element by id method. We are going to make use of value. We want the value, right? Value of what? Whose value? I want the value of element identified by, and this element is present inside what? In document, which is our present HTML document in which the code is written. Is this program clear for everyone? We are left with just 2 minutes and then we will start another session. Is there any doubt for anyone in this particular part? Saibavan, annotation is required, no?
Sir, explain one line, sir. This
Which
one.
line, no?
This one.
Okay. That's what I wanted to have now. This get element by ID is a predefined method which will select or get elements identified with a given identification name. Okay, this identification name is age for us, which we have given in our program for the input box. Okay, and I am telling to get the value of it and return it back into the number variable which we have declared. And how to initialize this variable, how to define this variable? The variable value is defined using a data type called as special data type called as var. This special data type var is capable enough to hold integer, float, character, double, whatever type of value you want to have, you can attach it to the variable number. Is it clear now?
Sir, get element by ID is a keyword, sir.
Is a predefined function.
Okay,
It's
sir.
a
Clear,
it's a
sir.
key predefined function. It's not a keyword. Do remember wherever you find this parenthesis, it's a function. It's not a keyword. Second thing, this function we are telling we are writing dot value. You may get confused. Function we used to have a semicolon after function name, but why we are having a dot value? This dot value is called as a property of this function. Okay, which is actually a short form for return value of this particular age. Is it clear now?
Sir, is there any limit
Clear,
for
sir. Thank you,
characters
sir.
of numbers, sir?
Any
Sir, is there any limit for characters of numbers, sir?
number of characters in that variable, right? That's
Yes,
the
sir.
question. No, this var
Yes, sir. That's the
will
question.
will also take any given string as input also as its value also. So there is no such type of limitations. It's a generic data type, general purpose data type. What if we type any word except number? You can type anything. You can give any name, whatever name you want to give. There is no issue.